the Barely Literate present Tales Around the Campfire.
Hell yeah, brother. I've been working so much this week.
Oh no.
So far I've done 40 hours at my primary work, and then I did another 6 hours at my dad's shop, and then I'm gonna be putting in another 6 hours at both shops, like combined, tonight.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that check about to be juicy.
So like no time for zombies?
No, I'm gonna have time for zombies on the day of the Lord's reawakening.
Okay, bet. Well, I'm going to my aunt's house, so maybe at night we can.
You know what's funny about that is, for me and my dad's movie night, you know what we watched?
I asked you, you didn't respond. Sorry, I was drinking water.
Well, I wanted to keep it surprise.
Oh, okay. Did you watch Passion of the Christ?
We did watch Passion of the
Are you
Christ.
fucking serious?
Dude, that like triggered a freaking like trauma response out of me, because I remember I was at church once. They showed the clip from the movie of Jesus getting crucified.
Did they show the demon Satan baby?
No, but I've seen that like online a lot. When I finally watched, I was like, hey! But yeah, I remember like, it's sitting in church, 12 years old, and then like they were like, here's a clip, and then boom, and they're like hammering the nails into his like feet, and he goes, my feet, leave me feet alone, or something like that. I'm like,
Jesus Christ!
exactly,
Literally.
So,
yeah.
So yeah, we watched that. It was fun. I was like, it's Easter. Let's watch how he died. I was feeling edgy.
You picked it?
Yeah.
Why?
I was like, I've never really seen it all the way through, and I was like, all right, let's check it out. I know how
Bro
this
goes
ends.
to church one time and was like, let's watch Passion of the Christ.
And they're making me go again tomorrow.
Yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlefish, bookworms and movie buffs. Not really as much today. Specifically, our boys and ghouls and our phantoms and friends.
And our bunnies and honeys. What's up, guys?
Hey, but because tomorrow's Easter, I guess we gotta do bunnies and honeys. It's been a while. We decided it's time for another episode of Tales Around the Campfire.
Before we start off, what's your song of the week?
You know what? I think I might have an answer to this one, and I'm gonna send it to you right now. It's called "Wait for You" by Miles Smith. I'm listening to a lot of Miles Smith recently. I don't know why. Dude's got a nice voice.
So Miles Smith, who's that?
Miles Smith has been on my radar recently. He did that one song called "Solo" that I told you was one of my songs of the week, and you're like, "Who hurt you?" And I go, "Listen, man." All right, what about you? What is your song of the week?
My song is "I've Been in Love" by Jungle and Channel Trace.
All right, let me. It's gonna be a cut for you guys, but I'm gonna take a gander at this song right quick right here.
Yeah.
So just listen to it. Intro's long.
It is a long intro. Anyway, guys, welcome back to another episode of Tales Around the Campfire. I'm Nick, here with my ghastly cellmate Chris.
Hey, I was in prison. What did you get put in for?
Indecent exposure.
Oh.
Anyway, what'd you get put in for?
Oh man, dude, I caught rigging the Chuck E. Cheese.
Shit, dude.
I tried to get them to pay out more tickets, but I ended up just breaking the ticket muncher machine.
They're strict at the Chuck E. Cheese.
They really are.
The casinos, take notes at the Chuck E. Cheese to know how they should operate. And even there, that's extreme.
Have you ever seen the movie Casino where they, smash the guy's hand with a hammer because he got caught cheating? They took that from my childhood. I got caught taking one of the spider rings from my local Chuck E. Cheese. He grabbed my arm and put it in the ticket muncher.
Yeah, Charles Edward Cheese took his arm and put it into a vice.
Fucking rat.
But tonight we're pre-gaming our eventual incarceration and venturing off to the mystical lands of Ohio.
Boo!
The story we're telling combines our two loves, history and hauntings.
Yeah.
Locked in a once altruistic prison that has been warped by misdeeds and tragedy, it's been considered one of the most haunted prisons in the world. Pack your bags because we're going to the Ohio State Reformatory.
Okay, I'm a little excited for this because I don't know if you know this, but I've been to quite a few haunted places.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple prisons, so I'm interested. Have you been to the Ohio State Reformatory?
No, I haven't, but we'll get back to that later.
Okay.
It's a place that I'm willing to check out.
We should. I've done Alcatraz, which is funny enough because we've been playing a lot of Mob of the Dead.
We've been playing a lot of Mob of the Dead. We had to take a break after one playthrough.
I went to Alcatraz before I ever played Mob of the Dead. So in reality, I'm a trendsetter. And I've also been to Eastern State Penitentiary, which is really creepy. That's where they held Al Capone because he loved to Al Capone and he got syphilis.
And he got syphilis.
That shit ate his fucking
It happens
brain.
to the best of us.
Yeah.
Now, I was surprised that you'd be willing to go because you are not a fan of Ohio. But with how haunted this place is, you won't even realize you're in the Buckeye State.
Why is it called the Buckeye State?
Because something with Buckeyes. The Ohio State University mascot is the Buckeye.
The fuck is a Buckeye?
I don't know, man. I'm from Cleveland.
I thought they were called Cookie. I thought Buckeyes were cookies, weren't they?
What is a Buckeye?
Does all of this research about the prison, doesn't even know what a fucking Buckeye is.
A shiny dark brown nut with a light patch resembling a deer's eye.
Your state is named after a legume.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, while it may look harmless with its stately limestone exterior, don't let it fool you, because hidden within is a sinister history of endless suffering, angry spirits, and hauntings that will make you wish you were in Parma.
Fucking Parma.
Fucking Parma. Now, let's start from the beginning, back when the prison had good intentions. In 1886, the Ohio State Reformatory was established in Mansfield, Ohio, on the site of a former Civil War training camp. You know, that's a good like marker for this place about to be haunted as shit.
That is definitely a good start. Civil War shit tends to be really haunted. Gettysburg. I got a couple of battlefields around me. Then you got Antietam. It's just.
Yeah, I remember during my DC trip in 8th grade, we went to a lot. Like, before even getting into DC, we stopped at a lot of Civil War sites. Now, unlike the dark reputation it holds today, it was founded with a focus on rehabilitation for young first-time offenders. These inmates were placed in a strict regimen of religious instruction, education, and trade skills like carpentry and engineering, all designed to prepare them for the honest life once they return to society. To support this mission, architect Levi T. Schofield designed the structure to resemble a grand regal castle rather than the traditional dungeon. Standing 6 stories tall, the reformatory featured a light-filled corridors and massive east wing that remains the largest self-supporting steel cell block in the world.
Jesus.
Yep, this imposing aesthetic was intended to inspire the men within its walls, offering a sense of grandeur meant to uplift their spirits rather than crush them.
Okay, so from what I'm getting, they wanted to build this place not to make it seem so bad. It was more rather, like you said, it was a reformatory rather than a penitentiary.
Yeah.
So comparatively, reformatory, they were building it, like you said, with grandeur to make it all pretty and stuff like that because they wanted to put these guys back into society.
Yeah, they wanted to like inspire a rebirth out of them.
Yeah, with Eastern State, they built that specifically like if you've ever been to Philly, it is this gothic impending giant like piece of land with huge thick dark concrete walls because it was built as a penitentiary. I think it was like the first penitentiary to instill solitary confinement.
Jeez. If you want to know how a prison's built, just ask the architect of my high school, because apparently a prison architect designed my high school's building. And if you looked at it, you're like, yeah, this does look like a prison.
And it makes it seem like this sort of dream, not even like a dreamscapey thing, like this almost wonderland of reform is a lot better compared to our current prison system right now.
Dude, it really does. Now, the reformatory opened its doors to its first 150 inmates on September 15th, 1896. And for the first few decades, the prison functioned exactly as it was intended.
No, a day before your birthday!
Oh, yeah, dude.
You were supposed to be in jail. I knew it.
Dude, I was just a day off, dude, from incarceration.
Listen,
So close.
like, I think it's in your double blood. Like, this guy belongs behind bars.
Oh, dude, I am screwed, dude. They are after
You are a danger.
Now, regardless of the crime, inmates were given an initial sentence of 18 months.
Oh.
If they were deemed reformed by the end of the period, they would be released. But if not, they would be held for another 18 months. The system was so effective that former inmates would occasionally return to thank the staff and even lead facility tours.
Really?
Yup.
That is interesting. So automatically you're going in with 18 months and it's like a grading system. At the end, if you don't pass, you're like, all right, another 18.
Yeah, you just got to do the work.
Fucking weird.
Now, while most inmates served the sentence and did the work, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. They worked long hours, primarily on the prison's own farm. And in the early decades, no major incidences of disobedience occurred, but the discipline was strict, and the punishment for rule breakers could be harsh, most notably in the underground solitary confinement area known as the Hole.
The Hole.
Man, I'm gonna need you to take this seriously, okay? It's the Hole. It's
Listen, man, I don't know about you, but anytime I talk about the Hole, you're always trying to get in.
Nope, nuh-uh.
You sticky boy.
By 1930, however, things began to change. The dream of rehabilitation began to collapse following the catastrophic fire at the state penitentiary in Columbus.
It's always a fucking fire that ruins everything. Okay, granted, it's fire, but at the same time, like...
Yeah, early on, fires used to take out whole cities.
Yeah, there was that was molasses that took out a whole town. But then there was the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire that we always learn about. The fucking fire in the Library of Alexandria. Shout out to the to Spaceship Earth at Epcot and Disney. Ha ha ha. Thank you, Dame Judi Dench. It's always a fucking fire that but it's concrete. It's stone. How much damage could it do?
True, but fun fact about the fires is that the first fire department was established in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1853.
The first U.S. fire department was in Cincinnati, Ohio?
Yep.
That's pretty rad. Okay.
I think it's like 2 hours from Columbus, though, so I don't think they could have made it in time.
Yeah. No, at that point, we're just spitting on the fire.
The disaster forced the transfer of hundreds of surviving convicts to Mansfield, suddenly forcing non-violent offenders to live side by side with hardened, violent criminals.
Oh, so it was another prison that caught fire and they had to move the violent offenders to the reformatory.
Yeah, so it was the state penitentiary in Columbus, and they got moved over to Mansfield, which is like only an hour or two away from Columbus.
Shit, that's good.
Yep. This influx of high-risk inmates transformed the inspiring reformatory into a living nightmare, effectively ending its mission as the place of reform. The situation spiraled further in 1960 when the state defunded the reformatory model, transitioning the facility. Jesus Christ. Transitioning the facility.
We have to go to the facilities.
Transitioning the facility into a maximum security prison. Overcrowding became rampant, with single-man cells crammed with triple-decker bunks, leading to strained resources and frequent violence.
Bro, you have to give the space to the mitochondria. It is the powerhouse of the cell.
Now, like, one cell per inmate is like pretty baller if you really think about it, but all of a sudden having to get two roommates in your bunk in that tight of a space.
So I'm going to be comparing a lot to Eastern State because that's the one I've been there like 4 or 5 times actually.
Damn, why'd you go to prison so much?
Listen, bro, I'm what they call a statistic, if you know what I'm saying.
A statistic.
When you go in there, like, so this is, yeah, we're talking about, it was built in 1829 and then open until 1971. It was operational till then. Think about me in 1829, 6'2", big dude in a tiny cell. I have to duck in to get through the doors.
And like 6'2" back in that day is like 7 foot.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in the last 100 years where guys just like grew, but shit. Yeah, so this is a tight space.
And as rodent infestations and disease took hold, the understaffed infirmary was overwhelmed, leaving many to die of sheer neglect or driven to suicide as their only escape from the horrors of the walls.
Jesus Christ, dude. So basically, you're taking non-violent offenders and mixing them in with violent criminals, and obviously there is going to be a power dynamic. They thought, fuck it, like, I'm gonna kill myself. It's the only way I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna even say alive, like, it's the only way I'm getting out.
Imagine you get taken in for like stealing a pair of shoes, and all of a sudden you're serving your sentence. You're like, all right, I'm like 10 months in. Boom, prison's now filled with gangsters, murderers, rapists, like packed full, and you're like, mine was like, what's a larceny, like petty larceny. And
Nick gets put in for stealing a stick of gum.
yeah, 5 gum.
Yeah, 5 gum. You know, that's how it feels to chew it.
Yep.
Feels like prison. So he gets thrown in. He serves a little bit of his jail time. All of a sudden, you hear clink, 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 like the little fucking cups along the bars. And then you see me walking down the hallway with my like rags and shit. And they open up your cell, and I'm like, howdy, I'm Bubba. And then you're like, ah!
You're like, they took me in for cannibalism. You're like, fuck.
But, and here's the thing, I didn't even cook it, so you're perfect.
No.
Jesus Christ, dude. It got so bad.
It really did. But eventually, a group called the Council of Human Dignity, which is like, such a such a self-righteous name.
Also, where the fuck is that now, guys? Like,
yeah, honestly,
for the whole country, please.
But the council stepped in to change things. In 1978, they helped the inmates file a massive lawsuit against the reformatory, citing the absolutely obscene living conditions. The inmates actually won the battle. The court order regulations were a massive blow to the prison's operation, stating that no more than 500 men could be incarcerated there at any one time.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of an insight into like legal jargon and a bunch of bullshit like that. When you said, because that's a quote, is absolutely obscene. I've heard multiple times, like one of the death blows to a legal case is using the word obscene, because it has no like solidified legal definition. Because from what can be obscene to me could not be obscene to you, and that was a big case when it came to pornography. And remember, there was a point in time where pornography was illegal in the U.S., but it was like because it was obscene. But they're like, I don't find that obscene to me.
Technically, the word obscene was my choice of words here.
Why were you fucking quoting it?
I don't know. I wanted to make it sound cool. This is why I didn't go to law school, guys.
Oh, I want to throw this out there completely. I did not go to law school.
Now, to put his perspective on that massive cap on the prison, before the lawsuit, there were 2,200 men packed into that crumbling 6-story nightmare. And now the maximum capacity is 500.
So wait, the max capacity was 500 to start with. They packed in 2,200?
No, when the lawsuit happened, they capped it at 500.
Okay, so the max amount of people that were in there at its height was 2,200 people.
That's how many people were crammed in there.
And then when the lawsuit happened, they reformed that, to be max cap of only 500.
Yeah, which shows the true capacity of that building.
Jesus. So, but here's the problem. What are you going to do with 1,700 inmates?
You're going to send them, you're going to do the same thing you did with the Columbus Penitentiary and send them off to another facility because you got to make room. By 1986, the state realized the old castle was beyond saving and decided to officially close the Ohio State Reformatory, transferring the remaining population to a more modern facility. The last inmate walked out in 1990, and the heavy iron doors were finally locked, leaving behind only the wandering souls of those who perished within its walls.
So think about this, guys. This place had people in it less than 40 years ago. 1990, my guy. Game Boy was out.
I'll spoil it now. The Reformatory has been used for a lot of filming sites. There are some shows that filmed there in the 70s when it was still in operation.
Whoa.
Yeah. So think about that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like you hearing now that there's still people in Guantanamo. Granted, it's only like 7 people, but like still.
Well, it's 7 too many. Now, looking into the prison today, with its peeling paint, towering rusted cells, and debris-riddled floor, it seems pretty obvious why people believe it's haunted. But if its spooky appearance isn't enough to convince you, just listen closely. You can hear faint screams, disembodied voices, and even the sound of snoring echoing through the abandoned cell blocks.
Hey, can you shut the fuck up and try to sleep? God, Meredith, please, just leave me alone for once in your damn life.
Just. Oh my god.
Just honk shooing.
Honk shooing? That's our new. Fuck Hawk Tua, we're honk shooing. So, I just looked up. I've actually never seen what this place looks like. I just looked up a picture of it, and you know what? It looks, from the outside, it looks nothing like that I was picturing.
No?
No, this looks like a very extravagant home, almost. Mm-hmm. This looks like somebody used to live here. I mean, people did live here, but like a guy built it for himself.
It kind of looks like the X Mansion, right?
A tidbit, yeah. But when you go inside, oh my god, that is, they need to clean that shit. How is Alcatraz cleaner than this place?
They wanted to keep the atmosphere.
You know what? They kept it.
Yeah.
They kept that, they kept the rats, and they kept the fucking asbestos in here too.
Yup, all the lead bars.
I mean, it's spooky. It's definitely spooky. So basically, God, just snoring and all this shit.
Just hearing that in the walls.
It's, you know what it sounds like? I went to Disney with my dad recently, and I shared a room with him for the first time in years. Holy fuck! Does that? First off, that guy not only snores in his sleep, he talks in his sleep.
I do too.
I heard him slam the bed and start going, damn it. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I didn't sleep at all that entire trip.
You don't sleep at all anywhere, dude.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is very true.
It's kind of like that, but instead of the sleep apnea and, night terrors, it's trapped souls still serving their sentence.
Ooh.
The thing is, the hauntings at the Reformatory didn't start after it closed down. They started while the prison was still very much in operation. For decades, inmates reported a recurring figure, a woman drifting through the cell blocks at night. She's widely suspected to be the spirit of a nurse who was murdered in the prison years earlier. But instead of an aggressive haunting, she seems to have remained in her role as a caretaker. There are countless accounts from former inmates who claim they woke up in the dead of night to find her standing over them, quietly tucking in their blankets before vanishing into the shadows.
Listen, man. In-house analyst is a nurse. Kind of wish she did that for me. Just tuck me in at night. give me my baba. And she sticks a vape in my mouth.
Here, I go to bed.
It's like a fucking dab pen. I start hallucinating. It's like, this isn't weed. Like, I know. I liquefied LSD. Let's go. All jokes aside, the spirit, like, is seen to be peaceful. Like, she's not, like, fucking with people.
Yeah. She's a lingering shadow of mercy. But as you move deeper into the prison, the energy shifts. There are other areas of this building guaranteed to get under your skin.
I gotta ask you an opinion. Would you rather... Okay, you're going to a haunted place, right? No matter what, I'm making you go. Would you rather go to a haunted prison or a haunted asylum?
Prison.
Really?
Yep. Not dealing with no, like, no crazy ghosts, okay?
I gotta say, out of the two... I'm sucking my own ding here a lot, bro, because I've been to a lot of these places. The asylums are creepy, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, your favorite map on zombies is Varuk.
I would not say that.
I mean, you love it.
I do like it a lot. I'd say it's my favorite World at War map.
Okay.
I do. I actually said, I was going to say this to you. I want to give Shinonuma a good try.
Okay, I'm down for it. Now, in the warden's quarters.
Fucking Mob of the Dead.
The
That place is a death trap, man. What, all for fucking speed cola? Like, what?
Yep. In the warden's quarters, visitors often report a heavy atmosphere scented with rose water.
Ooh.
Marking the territory of the prison's most famous resident, Helen Gladkey.
Helen Gladkey.
The wife of the reformatory's longest-serving warden. Helen died abruptly in 1950 when a handgun allegedly fell from a closet shelf and discharged into her chest.
Oh, bull fucking shit. No way. Okay, granted. But still, what the fuck is that? How are you putting a gun on a shelf that it is so flimsy it falls and it happens to shoot her in the chest? Don't. She was fucking killed.
We don't know. We don't know for sure unless we get a time machine and go back to that tragic moment.
Get the board out. We're doing this now.
Many believe the shock was so sudden that her spirit remains stuck in the moments before the blast. She is frequently seen looking visibly distressed, sometimes even whispering to startled guests that she isn't dead, while the sounds of furniture dragging and doors slamming echo through the locked rooms.
It's a bit creepy. It's also really sad if the ghost doesn't believe they're dead, because that can also be the thing that's trapping them there. You know, it's that unfinished business, but like, hey, by the way, like, your shoe's untied and I'm not dead. That, like, what the fuck is that? That's bullshit. Like, come on, make me scared. Make me scared.
It would get
man.
me. I think it would get me.
Oh, anything would get you, man. I get you.
That's true. That's a good point. Those are more of the sad spirits, but if you want more aggressive residents, we have to look elsewhere.
In Nick's cell.
Deep within the prison lies a windowless void. We're describing my cell right now.
No, it's not your cell. It's your fucking. This is your mind, dude.
Yeah. Deep within the prison lies a windowless void, known simply as the chair room. Lit only by a single naked bulb, this former classroom is stripped bare except for a lone wooden chair. Legend said.
I'm sorry, like, I know you're supposed to make this creepy, but I'm just literally imagining, like, your empty conscience just, like, in this room. He's sitting in the corner. I don't know.
I'd be sitting in the chair just, like, rotting. Just saying that over and over.
Not even that. You'd just be like,
Okay, this is fine.
Yeah, you're like, I am content.
Now, legend says that if you leave the chair in the center of the room, you'll return to find it has moved on its own, sometimes ending up in a completely different corner. But this isn't just a harmless poltergeist. The room is believed to house one of the most malevolent entities of the reformatory. Those who have tried to provoke the spirit have reported being shoved or struck by an unseen force, often leaving the room with deep, unexplained scratches on their skin.
Yeah, this is what I want to hear. I want people getting fucked up because they're stupid. Stop provoking spirits. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That's like rule number 1. Don't fuck with the ghosts.
You know how some people be, they just want to like rage bait the ghost. That's one entity that I'm not going to rage bait. Okay, that and Cthulhu.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Zach Baggins over here is like, ugh. You know what I mean? I hate that guy, man.
Now, if the chair room didn't satiate your hunger for the paranormal, then let's delve even further down. Deep in the basement lies the hole.
Yeah!
Shut up, okay?
No!
A windowless solitary confinement wing where inmates were once driven mad by 95-degree heat and total darkness. They would keep it at that temperature.
That is the scariest thing about this place.
Yep.
It's the fucking heat. You would get me in there.
The atmosphere here is notoriously hostile. Visitors frequently report hearing the incoherent babbling and moans of prisoners who lost their minds in these cramped cells.
Jesus.
The most aggressive presence, however, is believed to be Frank Hanger, a guard beaten to death with a pipe in 1932. His defensive spirit is said to strike out a passerby as if eternally fighting off his attacker. Today, the hole triggers intense physical reactions like nausea and chills. And for female visitors, it can be even worse. There are frequent reports of women having their hair pulled or being touched by unseen hands, a chilling echo of the violent men who were once caged within these walls.
It's creepy. I like it.
Yeah, that got you, didn't it?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's like people with like the masochists. They like being in pain. I like scary shit.
You like being scared.
I like being scared. Here's the thing, though. It takes a lot to scare me. I'm scared about real shit like heights and stuff like that.
Yeah, we gotta put you in a 95-degree cell with no windows.
That actually sounds like hell.
If it was colder, if it was like a colder room, I feel like you'd be like, oh, this is perfect. I can finally get some 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, I would absolutely strip naked and just lay on the concrete floor face down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ass in the air. Oh, the breeze betwixt the cheeks.
Now, on a scale of 1 to 5 goosebumps, what would you give that one?
3.
Okay, that's not bad. That's average.
3. I give it an average because there's some places that are like promoted as, and it's also the delivery. You know what I mean? Like there are some places that are promoted as being haunted as fuck, but then you're just like, oh, what? Not really. And then there's the delivery of it. You know, I went to what's it called? What is the really famous place in Pennsylvania? The fucking shitty one. Oh my god, I can't remember it right now. Pennhurst. That's what it was.
Pennhurst. Okay, I've heard of that one before.
Yeah, everybody's fucking heard of Pennhurst. But here's the thing. We went on a tour of it thinking it was a ghost tour. It was a history tour. And they were not saying anything about the ghosts. And they were trying not to even say anything really negative about the place. But like, everybody knows this place was a fucking shithole. And they are bastards in there, like doing awful things to people.
I remember you telling me specifically about that trip because you took the history tour instead of the ghost one.
Yeah, and we left early. We were like, this sucks.
Now today, the Ohio State Reformatory stands as a towering monument to a darker era of American history. It serves as a museum, a high-profile event venue, and a massive draw for paranormal communities.
Hey,
hosting overnight ghost hunts and historical tours year-round.
Let's do it.
But for many, its most recognizable claim to fame is as the iconic filming location of the 1994 masterpiece Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, no wonder this fucking place looked familiar.
Yup.
Son of a bitch! I was like, wait, this looks really fucking familiar.
Filmed 4 years after the prison officially closed.
Okay. That movie's a fucking classic, right?
Dude, it is. But a word of advice if you ever decide to make the pilgrimage to Mansfield to see those famous stone walls for yourself. Stay close to your tour guide because while the cameras have stopped rolling and the gates are technically open, you might just find yourself incarcerated by the dam.
Damn.
Yo.
Listen, man, I don't know. What if I want to get lost in a field of men? You know? Oh my god. This place is creepy.
It's I'd be down to go.
Next time I go up, we could do it.
Now, before we wrap up today's episode, I have one last story to tell. And this one isn't from the history books. It didn't happen in a cell block. It happened to me, right here in the fictional land of Ohio.
Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, I just want to say, I heard this firsthand. I went to go see a performance of Beauty and the Beast, and I get a call from Nick. And this doesn't happen unless there's something really important to talk to or he's just fucking bored. And I knew he wasn't bored that day because he was at work. I was at dinner and I get a call and I'm like, I can't hear shit. And I just hear him in the back. So let's dive into actually what you were telling me.
So I was working one Saturday at my dad's shop. And my dad and sister had already went home, so I decided to stay behind, do some research for the episode.
Okay.
This very episode.
Yes, this specific episode. That's important.
Now, usually, I make it a point to be out of that building before the sun goes down. Sometimes I'm caught there at night, and it's really creepy to get out to my car. Like, I'm always looking over my shoulder and stuff, because I'm a huge pussy.
And I've been to your dad's shop before. It is, like, it's not in the middle of nowhere, but it kind of is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It's like in the middle of nowhere suburbs.
Yeah, and like there's a highway right next to it. So like there is civilization, but it's like the back road, like the access roads that nobody ever takes.
Yeah, and at night it gets really dark.
Yes, it really does.
And the building itself, like the vibes are just, off. Very eerie. at night, and my dad didn't help at all because when I first started working there, he's like, "Oh, watch out for this little Victorian girl in a white dress that drinks out of the water fountain at night." And I was like, "Oh, thanks for that." I was like working my first night shift.
She really likes the temperature of this water fountain.
Yeah, and you've seen this water fountain. It's decrepit.
Yeah, it's fucking nasty.
Now, I want to preface, this isn't my dad's actual building. Like, he just rents a room out of it to run his embroidery operation out of.
Yeah, his drug ring.
Yeah. But it was only 6 o'clock, and I was feeling bold. I was like, okay, I can stay here, just work by myself, get a little alone time, nobody bothering me. I can do my research and write the script.
Yeah, because like 6 p.m. right now, like the sun's up now.
Yeah, it was a nice day outside, and I had me some like orange glasses that made everything look even like warmer.
Yeah, like New Mexico Breaking Bad. So were you in your dad's room? Because to preface, that room is like 25% windows.
Yeah.
There's a whole side of the wall that is just a window.
Yeah, no, so I had my laptop and my whole operation set up on my machine.
Okay.
So like the tabletop area.
In the center.
No, like more to the left, like closer to the other computer.
Okay.
So I was like set up there, and I was hunched over my laptop, typing.
Were you full shrimp mode?
Yeah, full shrimp mode. I'm like reading, like doing the research and everything. I have some Dixieland jazz playing on my phone in front of me, just to cut the silence, because I don't like pure quietness.
Me neither.
It makes me uncomfortable. But every so often, I hear a creak and a groan. I'd be like, this is just building noise, like it's nothing.
Yeah, it's like the machine's running.
Well, the machine wasn't running. It was just,
Oh.
just like you could hear the vents, like some creaking and stuff. But yeah, stuff like that. But then the air changed.
Oh, God.
First, it was the sound of a faint, ragged breathing, like far off in the hallway behind me. It was kind of like that, but like quicker, right? Like enough for me to turn around and it to stop. I spun around, scanned the area, scanned the dark corners to see if I could see anything, but I was like, yeah, it's my mind playing tricks on me. I'll just go back to work.
Yeah.
A few minutes later, I hear the sharp clack of the pen hitting the table closer to me. Yeah, and I was like, and I jumped a little bit at that, I was like, I checked it out. Nothing seemed out of place. I was like, okay. So I forced myself back over to my chair on my laptop. My heart's pounding, but I'm like, all right, I'll be fine. It's just anxiety.
Did you notice, like you said nothing was out of place, but did you notice anything that could have made that sound?
There's a lot of pens on the table, but like they were in their normal spots where I last saw them.
Interesting. Okay.
Then it happened directly behind my head, so close that I could feel the shift I can feel the air hit my neck.
Jesus. Like I'm breathing. Like,
Yep, I heard it. The unmistakable wet sound of an unseen mouth making the deliberate pop and clack sound.
it's like.
Yeah, exactly like that. Directly behind my head.
So turn around. So ready? It's just like.
Exactly like that.
That's fucking weird. And that's such a weird sound.
You know how bad my hearing is, so if I can hear that clearly...
That's true. Because, guys, Nick is deaf. Like, he's going deaf.
And I heard it over the music, because I was playing Dixieland jazz.
It had to have been, like, right in your fucking ear.
Yeah. And the other sounds were so faint that I could have passed those off, but this one was crystal clear, and it wasn't a building sound. I don't know what part of the building could make that sound.
I don't know. Maybe like a door, but then why is a door moving? And like what sound is making the...
Yeah, so it made the hair on the back of my neck stand on end, and I bolted out of my chair. I like panicked. I was looking around. I was like, what could have made that sound? I'm like rubbing my face like this. Like I'm like looking like this, and then I go over to my phone. I grab it real quick, called you. That's when I was like, I'm freaking out.
I can't tell like if he called me out of support or if you're like, Chris, I need you to do something. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, no, I just called you for comfort, and that I called you for comfort as I was like throwing all my stuff in my bag and skedaddled out of there. Like,
you're like, no, Chris.
Packed up so fast, dude. I got out of that building so fast, and I just didn't even think about it. But I'll tell you this, like for sure, I'm never working a night shift there ever again by myself. Now I say by myself because I'm going tonight again. But I have my sister going with me just to, like, as support. so I'm not there alone.
Oh my god. Have you told her? Does she believe you?
Oh yeah, I told her, and she was like, dude, the vibes in there are so off. Like, she believed me.
See?
My parents didn't believe me. They took me to church the next day.
Yeah, because he's like, your dad's like, this is what happens. You be watching like fucking vampires and playing zombies with that fat white kid. And I'm like, listen, I didn't do fucking shit. I made you sandwiches. Why are you coming at me?
When I demonstrated it to my mom, she believed. Like, she was spooked out by it. I was like, see? Crazy, right?
I gotta go back and actually pay attention to the vibe.
But what do you guys think? I want to hear in the comments. Do you think it was a hallucination or haunting?
I gotta say, next time I go up, we're going to go back just to see it.
You're going to work a shift.
I'm gonna work a shift. You're gonna pay me.
No, for free.
No, fuck you. Fine. You know, I'm gonna bring more fucking ghosts in there. Fuck you.
No, yeah, I'm gonna bring you in. We're gonna go at night. We're gonna get some ghost hunting equipment, some radios, spirit boxes, stuff like that.
Oh fuck yeah! We'll get the REM pod.
You'll hear a raccoon in the vents though.
Okay, listen, dude. I'm telling you, they're coming after you.
I almost hit another one, but luckily this one like turned around halfway through the street. I was like, oh, and I was like, all right.
Did I tell you I saved a turtle?
Oh yeah, you did tell me you saved a turtle.
Saved a turtle. That's my one good deed for the year. It wasn't even to another human. Well, damn, that is creepy. I honestly, arguably, I don't know. It depends because I know you, so like, I know you don't fuck around with the ghosts, so your story is almost to me creepier than the penitentiary because I'm like,
oh really?
Yeah, like there's something
like
there.
You know I'm a believer, but at the same time, like I'd rather gaslight myself than admit that it was a ghost. You know, I'll be like, oh, I was hallucinating.
That brings us to the end of our latest campfire tale, everybody. If you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoyed going to prison with us, why don't you rate us a good 5
years incarcerated.
5 years incarcerated. What about five mug clink against the bars?
$5 for commissary.
$5 for commissary. Boom, there you go. Please give us $5 for commissary, but in the form of doing that, you can click the 5 stars on Spotify. Trust me, we'll get the money transferred over to us. You know, I crave boxes of Cheerios for some reason. I don't know why. They make really nice necklaces. But remember, we release an episode every Monday, and hey, if Spotify is not your thing, you can now listen to the show on the tubes, whether it be YouTube, another type of tube,
red tube,
yellow
tube,
blue tube, purple tube, black tube, white tube,
green tube,
brown tube,
yellow tube. Did I say yellow tube already?
Yellow tube already. Orange tube.
The orange tube.
That one's not as well known, but you know, all the tubes. And you can follow us there anywhere on Barely Literate BMC. That is that.
And feel free to follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. Like it's Barely Literate BMC. Anything that has to do with the podcast is Barely Literate BMC.
And you can find all the links in the description. I made it easy for you guys. You know what? Because if you're listening to this show, you are about as barely literate as us. So I'm trying to help you out here.
If you follow us on Instagram and TikTok, you can keep up to date with our newly released episodes and some stupid funny memes.
Yep. And while you're at that, you know, there's a link down there to follow me on Instagram and Nick.
We would love to hear any recommendations for future campfire stories you would like us to tell. Give some creepypastas. We would love to hear some creepypastas.
So when it comes to the campfire episodes, it's not just hauntings. It's like all around like weird shit. So we do hauntings, aliens, like cryptids, creepypasta. So like anything in the realm of conspiracy theories, anything in the realm of weird that you want to hear from us because we like that type of shit, send it our way. We would love to sort of research and get into it.
Even DM us individually, like, hey, I like you more than the other guy. You know, like, I'm gonna tell you this one, don't tell him. I'm like, all right, bet. Yeah, I'll tell him anyways because he's my best friend.
Save it for the episode. Alrighty, everybody. We hope we scared you shitless, and go wipe, please. That's nasty. Don't sit in that.
Yeah, get a bidet.
Why are we ending it on this? All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Stay hard, stay wet, stay out of trouble, guys.
Bye.
Bye.